Welcome everyone. My name is Sarah Cavrak, and I'm the Senior Cognitive Psychologist here at AnalyticsIQ. Today I'm going to be taking you through a presentation I've prepared that will hopefully give you a nice foundation to understand how we approach the research we do here and how we conduct surveys in-house as well as for our clients. Our itinerary for the discussion today is to take you through first our approach to nationwide survey research. Second, we'll talk about what this phrase living data means and why it's important that we think about the information we collect as a live and living entity. Then we'll go over how we use time to our benefit to create the most statistically reliable products. We'll discuss how we assess the sample we use for each survey, how we clean our data to ensure that accurate information is being collected, and finally, I'll discuss how we build and test each product that we create. So I think it's important that we start with understanding the big picture. And from this place, we have to acknowledge that each person is a unique blend of characteristics. If you think about the billions of stars within the visible universe, or the microscopic electrons which move about within an atom, we at AIQ understand that our lives are changing and shifting moment to moment, and that each individual person's evolution occurs within the framework of their own unique identity. So here at AIQ, we want to uncover these unique identities by understanding each individual choice, motivation, and personality factor, because we aim to understand what makes you, you, so that we can give context to the vast array of diverse choices a consumer makes, and then what motivates those decisions. We aim to assess and understand a person's internal microcosm in order to bring clarity to the larger macrocosm of their life. This includes their daily routines and habits, as well as their vocations and hobbies, and all the way down to the internal motivations and personality characteristics that drive each decision and each preference. We're fascinated by each person and the variability between people, as well as the consistency or patterns that exist among people when examining one particular aspect of a person's multidimensional life. So the question then becomes, how do we do this since each person is a living, breathing bundle of moment-to-moment thoughts and decisions? And how do we capture just one moment in time, one choice or preference in time, and then make that one moment generalized to all other similar moments after that one? And how do we decide what to focus on when there are almost a limitless amount of lifestyle and personality factors to ask about? Well, first we focus on gathering data based on what interests our clients most. What online or in-person stores do consumers most frequently visit and purchase from? What charities or nonprofit organizations are people most likely to donate to? What types of foods find their way into a person's shopping cart? Second, we're interested in the interrelationships between these variables. So how do diet habits relate to lifestyle wellness, including how often a person exercises, the types of exercise they engage in, their sleeping habits, and even a person's subjective experience of stress? And finally, we're committed to assessing and building unique, one-of-a-kind data products that no one else in the industry is creating. Products which tap into the internal motivators and personality factors using our understanding of cognitive processes, which happens to be my area of expertise. So how do we assess complex constructs like stress, motivation, wellness, and personality characteristics like extroversion, impulsivity, or the propensity to take risks? We begin by using our knowledge and understanding of the scientific process to approach everything that we do, beginning with each question that we ask, to the types of response options we offer, to the way that we clean data and sort our data, and finally to the way that we validate every data point that we build. We're committed to ensuring that each product is both valid and reliable. This means that our products measure what we say they measure, and that they generalize to other people and other time points beyond the space and time of the data collection window. So we start with our knowledge of the big picture, and then we funnel it down into one set of questions to be asked of just one set of people at one point in time, so that we can then build products which will generalize back to the big picture again. And all of this happens through our team of scientists and analysts. When we meet, we create carefully crafted questions to measure, test, or assess the consumer behavior, the lifestyle preferences, and the personality features we're interested in. We use an online survey format to sample more than 6,000 people in the US, and we do this at 4 time points throughout each year, which samples upwards of 24,000 people in each calendar year. Each sample is a representative subset of the American population, meaning that our sample approximates a proportional distribution of people across key demographics, including gender, race, and age. So for example, if the US population contains 51% female on average, then each of our survey samples would have a similar percentage of females. Once our results are in, we clean the data, we review it through a process of examining the overall distribution of responses and use scientific standards for removing responses which sit outside a normal distribution of data. After that, we begin AIQ's one-of-a-kind analytics procedure to match these survey respondents to our in-house database, which is complete with more than 1,000 unique variables, not found anywhere else in the industry. And then we move on to building each model with the help of our experienced analytics staff. Once a model is built, we build it again, and then we compare the results from time 1 to time 2. We do this to ensure consistency across responses, as well as reliability in the way that we've asked each question. Once we determine that the 2 time points are consistent in accuracy and fit, we then move toward applying this model to our larger data set of more than 20 million US households. But what happens if the 2 time points are inconsistent? When this happens, we go back. We review our process of assessment. We go back and we review our model construction and determine where improvements can be made. So now I'm going to give you a real-life example of how we've dealt with inconsistent data for one product that we built so that you can see how this process that we just went through plays itself out. So as a team, we met a few months back and determined that a new initiative we were interested in undertaking was to try and understand health and wellness based on some body and lifestyle factors. One of the things we wanted to assess was weight. So we asked people on a survey to categorize themselves as average weight, underweight, or overweight, and then we asked them to provide their actual height and weight numerically. And we did this because we understand that outside of the number on the scale, the idea of weight is often based on internal perception and external experience rather than objective knowledge of weight normativity. In doing this, we were able to objectively categorize people into each of these 3 categories, and then compare our objective calculations with a person's stated categorization of themselves. And when we did this, we found some interesting things. We found that, luckily, most people were accurate in their weight assessment. So a person said that they were overweight, and then their actual height and weight backed that up. But we discovered a subset of people who incorrectly said they were overweight when they were actually of average weight and therefore considered healthy. And then another subset of people who provided wildly inconsistent information. So for example, a person saying that they were 5 foot 2 inches tall and 300 pounds, which means that they were probably in the overweight category, but then them categorizing themselves as underweight. So by asking questions in more than one way, it allowed us to double check the veracity of the answers we got from participants and the consistency of survey respondents' information. This process that I've just described would continue until we had a product that satisfies our rigorous standards so that we can give our clients a product that they can be confident in. And for this particular example, we were able to build a reliable indicator of weight, which then informed our health and wellness data bracket. The importance of the process I've just shared, and in asking questions in a way that teases out the noise that can often be found in self-report data, has allowed us to build a really exceptional pool of data points that, in addition to our consistently predictive modeling process, makes us really stand apart from other data companies. And so as I come to the end of this survey research overview, I want to thank you for being curious about us at AnalyticsIQ and curious enough to watch this video presentation about the research we're doing here. And I'd like to leave you with a couple of questions. And they are these. What have you yet to figure out about your consumers that you really want to know? How will learning more about your donor base help take your nonprofit to the next phase? What does your company need to know about the people that you serve in order to make the biggest impact aligned with your business model? All of us at AnalyticsIQ believe in the products that we build, and we believe we can help you find the answers in front of you. I want to thank you again. Have a good day.